Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another episode on Northwoods Exploration. As always, my name is Jeremy, and in today's video, we are going to discuss 5 things that you need to know if you're thinking about moving to the Northwoods. Let's get to it, guys. All right, guys. So as I mentioned, we are going to talk about today 5 things that you need to know if you're thinking about moving to the Northwoods. When I talk about the Northwoods, what I'm referring to are the areas of northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. If you're thinking about moving to one of these 3 states, one of these 3 particular areas that we refer to as the Northwoods, there are several things you need to know beforehand. Number 1 is you better invest in a good 4-wheel drive. If you're going to live in the Northwoods, you better purchase a 4-wheel drive. Now, the truth is you can get by without having a 4-wheel drive. However, your ability to travel, to move around in the winter is going to be very, very, shall I say, it's going to put a damper on it just a little bit. I mean, yes, we plow the roads, we plow the streets, but just like a few mornings ago, we got 6 inches of snow. They had plowed. One of our neighbors about a block away had a Ford Escape hybrid, and yeah, the batteries are in the back, and the vehicle is front-wheel drive. Seriously, guys, they were in like that much snow and couldn't get through it. They got stuck. Me and another neighbor had to help push them out. It was rather pathetic. But yeah, you can get around with a car, but if you especially if you have a winter like the one we're having this year in 2023, it's really going to slow you down. So, number 1, invest in a 4-wheel drive. Number 2 thing that you need to know if you're thinking about moving to the Northwoods is that winter is king. Winter is king in the Northwoods. What I mean by that is winter, the majority of the year, dominates everything you do and the way you do it. For this reason, I think it's important, first of all, to make sure that you spend the appropriate amount of money on clothing, on winter clothing. You know, I think some people, what they do is they move up here and then they, think they'll just run to Walmart and spend 30 or 40 bucks on a cheap pair of snow pants. And it's like, you know what's going to happen when it's 40 below outside? You're going to be freezing your butt off. That's what's going to happen with those. No, don't waste your time spending $40 and trying to save a buck on winter gear. Save up the money. It's totally worth it. I bought my first pair of snow pants 10 years ago, right after we moved up here, and guess what? I'm still wearing them. Now, I spent $150 to $200 on them, but that was worth every single penny. Don't skimp on your winter wear, your winter gear. Also, I think it would be a good idea to learn about layering. Layering is very important. When I go out and I bushcraft, and it's, maybe the coldest it's going to get is 10 to 20 degrees. Layering is important anytime, but the best example I can give you of layering is when I go out and do bushcrafting in those type temps. So my base layer is like an Under Armour synthetic long sleeve shirt. This is going to wick moisture away from my body. Then I may have a flannel shirt on over that. After that, I wear a performance fleece on top of that to hold the heat in. And then I have my outer layer to block the moisture. Now, on my my outer layer, I unzip the armpits to allow it to breathe. But the bottom line is you are locking in that heat. Now, when it's colder than that, obviously, you do want to have a coat that is going to be graded, I suggest, -40 to -60, because we can receive those kind of temps. Also, do not wear cotton socks. Get rid of your cotton socks. At least for the winter months, don't wear them. Invest in wool socks. Wool is what you want because wool is moisture wicking. You don't want moisture against your skin. So you want to not skimp on winter wear. You also want to make sure that you learn about layering. But thirdly, I also think it's good for you to develop a wintertime hobby. As far as outdoors, you can do snowshoeing. There's still a level of bushcrafting you can do in the wintertime, but there's, running trap lines. There's still hunting that you can do for like small game. You can go ice fishing. There's still a lot of things that you can do in the winter months. But I'll be honest with you, you get into those super, super cold times where I'd say late December through January, parts of February, you're getting temperatures that are -20, 30, 40, 50, 60 below zero. We're talking Fahrenheit here. Well, of course, -40, it doesn't matter. Celsius or Fahrenheit, -40, it's the same, Celsius or Fahrenheit. But bottom line is it's too cold for most people to be outside. And so you need to develop hobbies that you can also do indoors as well. My wife does crocheting. She does crafting. I shoot videos and record videos inside, I guess, is kind of my hobby, so to speak. Bottom line is you need something to do because in the winter time, it can be dark by 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's not light till 8 o'clock the next morning. That's 16 hours of darkness. So it's important for you to develop a wintertime hobby as well. The bottom line that I'm trying to make with these 3 sub-points is the fact that winter is king. But this leads me to number 3 on this list. If you're going to move to the Northwoods, you need to understand that you're going to have to go analog. Analog is king as well. So not everywhere has cell phone reception. A lot of people rely on their GPS. A lot of people rely on their phones. And as I've said in a previous video, it's not wrong to utilize your phone, but just simply don't depend on it. When I go on road trips with my family, I have an actual physical map with me. When I go ATVing or go into the woods, I have physical maps with me of the areas that I'm going to be exploring. Why? Because with the cold, my cell phone battery may die because its efficiency gets completely zapped by the cold. But also, what happens if you don't have reception? And yeah, you can download the maps. There are levels of redundancy here. But my point is, when you don't have reception, well, what good is your phone going to be if you didn't download the maps? And then with that, you still have to worry about battery life. The bottom line is analog is kind of the way things go up here. If you're looking to get 5G, it's not going to happen. It just simply isn't. Yeah, sure, they have 5G in Minneapolis. Sure, they have 5G over in Green Bay. You think they have 5G in Bayfield, Wisconsin? No. You think they have 5G, up in Two Harbors, Minnesota? No. You think they have, do you think they have 5G over in Ironwood, Michigan? No. So you need to understand analog is kind of the way things go here. Analog is king. But this leads me to number 4 on our list. If you're wanting to move to the Northwoods, you need to understand you got to respect the weather. The weather demands your respect. We've talked about winter. We haven't talked about other seasons, though. In the summer months, a lot of people get out on the water. They get out onto Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, And if you're not weather aware, this can be very, very hazardous to your health. Several years back, there was a family that was kayaking between Stockton Island and I think Michigan Island, maybe Madeline Island. I can't remember, but it's between two of the Apostle Islands near Stockton Island, and a storm blew up. Only one of them survived. Because of that, there's now a cell phone tower in northern Bayfield County, so 911 service can be reached. But, folks, that wasn't predicted that day. There wasn't supposed to be storms that day, but it blew up on the lake. Just like in the wintertime, you have lake effect snow. We get a northeast wind. You can be in Ashland, Wisconsin, and by the time you get to Washburn, Wisconsin, across the bay, it can be a complete whiteout. You can be in Odano, Wisconsin, about to go up Birch Hill, heading toward Ironwood, Michigan, and Hurley, Wisconsin. And by the time you get into Hurley, it's a whiteout. So weather demands your respect up here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to respect the weather. Whenever I travel or I travel with my family, I have my emergency kit with me. It covers not only medical, but depending on the season, I have seasonal items as well. Like in the wintertime, I carry things such as hand warmers with me. I carry a few extra things in my fire starting kit. In the summertime, I carry extra water. In the summertime, I carry a cooling blanket sometimes as well, though it usually doesn't get too warm up here. The bottom line is you have to respect the weather. But this leads to number 5. If you're wanting to move to the Northwoods, number 5 is that rural life is the way of life. If you do not like living in a rural area, don't move to the Northwoods. I'll tell you, there's a reason why the counties in northern Wisconsin, Bayfield County, Ashland County, Iron County, Douglas County, these are considered territory counties up here. Why? Because their population density is so low. In fact, in Ashland County, there are approximately 14,000 people that live in Ashland County, which is a very, very large county. I don't have the square footage or square mileage in front of me, but it's a very, very large county. You can Google it for yourselves. 8,000 to 9,000 of those 14,000 live in the city of Ashland proper. All the rest are scattered through the remainder of the county. There are places where you can literally be hiking or hunting, or ATVing, camping, and you are the only human being within at least a 10-mile radius. No joke, folks. If you're not used to the rural life, this isn't the place for you. If you don't want to have to drive an hour to hour and a half to get to the next largest city, well, this isn't for you. If you leave Ashland, Wisconsin, if you live in Ashland, Wisconsin, or Washburn or Bayfield, and you want to get to the next largest city, that's going to be Superior and Duluth. That's Superior, Wisconsin, Duluth, Minnesota. You're going to be traveling at least 70 to 75 miles. Yeah, there's little towns and hamlets along the way, but to get to the next big city, you're going to be driving about an hour to hour and a half. It's even worse if you head to the east and head south. Closest big city going that way is probably in the Green Bay area. There's just nothing there. I mean, you get north of Wausau, Wisconsin, that whole stretch, there's just nothing on Highway 51 heading north. There's just nothing there. I mean, I joke about this, but it's very true. When my wife and I moved to northern Wisconsin, I found out very quickly that Amazon Prime was my friend, because if I wanted a new knife, or if I wanted a certain type of specialty ammo, or I wanted a certain type of gear that was going to be more specialized, I wasn't going to be able to get it in my local town. Sure, I could get generalized stuff, but like if I want a new Spyderco knife, I've got to order it. There's no place in town that's a Spyderco dealer. If I want to buy knives at all, I have to order them. If I want to buy a new watch outside of maybe like a new Casio MDV 106 Duro that I can pick up at Walmart, there's no jewelry store to go buy a new watch. There are some good outfitters, but that's because everybody needs a new pair of snow pants every 10 to 15 years. Everybody needs a new, winter coat. So you do have some good outfitters, but if it's not going to be able to be found on a Walmart shelf, you're probably going to have to order it online. And that's just how it is. So those are 5 things that you need to know before moving to the Northwoods. Invest in a 4-wheel drive. Winter is king. Analog. Get used to it. Analog is king. You gotta respect the weather. And number 5, rural life is the way of life. So, all right, guys, so that's going to bring this video to a close. I hope you liked it. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with your friends and your family. We're trying to grow this channel. We're seeing a lot of growth with the number of subscribers, but we're trying to continue growth with the channel. So I appreciate those of you that have liked my videos, watched my videos, subscribed to my videos. Right now, only about 2% of you are subscribed to my channel that are watching my videos. So hit the button down below, subscribe to the channel. It's always appreciated. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. And as always, come join the adventure. Get outside, enjoy the great outdoors, folks. And I will catch you in the next video. Take care.